Welcome back to Florida Coastal Fishing. Today's going to be more of a boatyard video. We're going to be installing a fuel gauge in my boat. I happen to be the proud owner of a 1990s Hewes Bonefisher. This boat, when I bought it, did not come with a fuel gauge, so we will be installing one today. When I bought this boat, it already had like a blue light kind of like theme to it, like under the gunnels. It has a blue voltmeter. I think it'd be a nice touch to have a nice blue fuel gauge here. So here's the fuel gauge we're going to be installing. Here's the sending unit. This wire broke off. I'm going to take it and solder it back on. Got that joint resoldered on. I may have been a little bit rough with it and broke the wire, but not a big deal. We can fix it. I have a soldering gun and I just stuck it back together. So now we're gonna get to pulling the old fuel sending unit out. If you know anything about Hewes, the fuel tank is up here in the front of the boat. So I'm just gonna set you guys right here while I pull the other one. Okay, we got the sending unit out. So I'm going to take a measurement of the depth of the tank, and this way I can put that little arm in the center of that measurement and I can adjust the float so I get full travel of the float. Tank depth is 17 inches, and I'm going to go draw something out so I can measure it and I can see it clearly. I'm going to cut this bracket here at half the depth of the tank plus a ½ inch, which I already have it marked out, which is about 8 3/4. So here we are at 240 ohms, and as it goes up, and it goes to about 30 ohms. Okay, according to the instructions here, a tank with a depth of 17 inches is going to have an 11.5 inch arm. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that down. So don't forget to wear safety glasses when you're cutting with a grinder. Okay, let's get this installed in the tank. Okay. So this flange here, if you loosen up this bolt, it'll move independently from the bracket going down and the arm, and that'll help you get it positioned perfect in the tank. Okay, we got the fuel sending unit in. That was a freaking battle, trying to get that arm in the corner of the tank so it can move up and down freely. Now we're gonna work on putting this gauge in. So I'm going to take a hole saw and I'm going to drill out this acrylic and mount it right here. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Make sure there's no wires behind it. I actually drilled the acrylic in reverse, and it just made it so it wouldn't bite as hard. So it's just a little tight. I got a 2-inch hole saw. It calls for a 2 1/16 hole, but I didn't want to go too big because there's not much of that lip. There's not much of a lip on that gauge. I'm just gonna take a file and open it up real quick. There we go. That didn't take much filing at all. All right, now let's see if we can get this backer on it. And now it's time to run a wire through that chase in there. Come up in this spot here, run around to here, come up through this hole, and then snake it all the way down the gunnel, all the way to our sending unit. Should be fun. Taping this together right here, and then I'm going to pull this fish tape from the battery box to the console. I'll hook this ground wire up, and then we're going to put the signal wire on the signal wire post. Alright, I'm going to put some ring terminals on. I'm so glad I got extra room on this fuse panel. Okay, these are the wires for the gauge. I'm tying the red. The red is the 12 volt to the gauge, and the orange is the 12 volt to the backlight. And that's going to attach to the 12 volt coming from our fuse panel. I'm going to take the ground for my signal wire, and I'm going to tie it to the ground for my gauge. And then I'll take that and I'll connect it to the ground going to my panel. Alright, now that we got that in place, we can turn on the power to the gauge, and this thing should light up blue. Moment of truth. There's a button on the back, and we're going to hold that down for 3 seconds. And once we hold it down for, well, I don't know if something shocked me. No. We're going to hold that button for 3 seconds, and we're going to be able to switch modes. There we go. Oh, one more. There we go. That's where we want to be. So that was how to get into the setting for 240 to 30 ohms. Now we can tie these together. I'm going to shut the battery off though. The only thing left to do now is to get these wires straightened up. That is a lot better. Hey guys, I just want to introduce you to my manager and girlfriend.
Stop! I am not ready.
She makes sure I get all my tasks done and make sure everything is in the right spot and make sure my hair is right and everything. So we are done for today. We got the gauge in. This is new too. I had this on a different boat and I ended up switching it over because it was nicer than the one we got. Things to come up. We do need some under the gunnel rod holders. As you can see, they're missing. And I'd really like to get those so I can keep the rods tucked away, because I hit a lot of trees and stuff. Maybe we hit a bridge or two once and scrape the rods. So that will be coming next in the future. Instead of ordering them, I'm gonna make a routing table, and I'm gonna make them myself out of starboard or some other type of high density plastic. But other than that, thank you for watching the video and enjoy this little outro.